Hello there, and welcome to the screencast tutorial on how to use Kanachan's Read the Hiragana for the iPhone. I'm going to give you a quick run through the program so that you can quickly see how to use it to learn how to read the hiragana. So first, we'll start up the app, and we get options to read the help files before we begin, watch this tutorial, or just going straight to learning the kana. Let's go ahead and just jump right in. The app has two basic types of cards, character cards and word cards. This is an example of a character card which introduces a new character to you. Each character will be introduced with a romanized version of how it's pronounced and a mnemonic to help you learn the form of this character. By default, the character pronunciation will be played for you when you first see the card, but you can tap this button to hear it again. Below the new hiragana and its pronunciation is a mnemonic story to help you learn the form of this character. Most of the mnemonics are designed to help you use mental visual imagery to create associations between existing knowledge and this new shape that you're trying to learn. We think that this is a far more efficient way to learn these characters than just repetition. So when you get a new character card, sit back for a few moments and let the visual image described fully develop in your mind. You may want to study with a bit of scratch paper at your side to doodle these images as they come up as a way to help you create a strong mental image that will lock these characters in your head. When you're ready to go on, just swipe the screen in any direction. One thing to note, by the way, is that you can't swipe over the mnemonic story itself so that it can handle scrolling properly, so please swipe either above it or below it. Now we see the other main type of card, a word card. Word cards display practice words for you to read, using only characters that you have learned so far. When you see a word card, you should try to repeat it, preferably aloud. If you like, you could also tap this record button to record your answer. When you're ready to see if you got the word right, swipe the card in any direction again to flip it to its back side. The back side of a word card will show the word along with a romanization of its pronunciation, here, and an English translation of the word. Some word cards will also have notes attached to them, and if they do, then this symbol will appear. You can tap it to see additional information, which will usually be something about the word's pronunciation or hiragana usage. Like with the character cards, by default the word will be pronounced for you when you flip the card. If you recorded your answer on the front of the card, your recording will be played immediately after Kanachan's pronunciation so that you can compare the two. You can also tap this play button to hear the recordings again. If you find that you have forgotten the mnemonic for one of the characters in this word, you can just tap on that character to review it. After you have reviewed this card, you need to decide if your reading on the front of the card was correct or not. If it was, then you should tap this correct answer button. If not, then you should tap this incorrect answer button. You will review these cards again later, but the app will keep track of which cards you're having problems with and show you those cards more frequently. Cards that you're getting right will be shown less frequently, and any card that you have gotten right 3 times in a row will be retired from the app, and you won't see that one again. This is from memory-related research, which shows that you are very unlikely to not be able to read a card correctly on a 4th exposure after having gotten it right 3 times in a row, so further review is largely a waste of time. And this app is all about not wasting time and effort. So let's tap the correct button, and we're presented with a new character. When you first start using the app, you'll be getting new characters pretty frequently, but as you get further into it, the pace will slow down as you practice and reinforce what you've learned. Again, we'll take a few moments to fix in our minds the image described in the mnemonic, and then swipe the card to move on to another word card. So, using the application will mostly be progressing like this through the kana, gradually adding new characters while being sure that we have a good grasp of everything we've learned so far so that we don't get overwhelmed with too much information. So, let me show you a few more features of the app that we hope you'll find useful. First off, all screens in this app support rotation, so you can view them in landscape mode if you prefer. Landscape mode for word cards displays them in a larger font, but you may want to flip back to portrait mode for character cards, as they are a bit easier to read that way. As you've probably noticed, at the bottom of the screen are 4 tabs that take you to different program features. A screen that you will probably find much easier to use in landscape mode is this reference tab, which displays a table of all the hiragana. This screen shows the individual kana, and if you swipe the screen or tap on this arrow, you can see a listing of the kana combinations, which you'll learn about later as you progress through the app. On these screens, only the buttons for those hiragana that you have seen so far are enabled, so it also acts as a way to visually track your progress. If you tap on one of the enabled buttons, you can review the mnemonic for that card. Down here are a row of buttons that you can use to show different variations of the characters. You can tap this button to display the characters using the Roman alphabet. After you progress through the app a bit, you will learn about voiced and plosive variations of the kana, and you can view those by tapping these buttons. Don't worry if that doesn't make much sense right now. I promise you that it will soon. Next, the Stats tab will give you some information about your progress through the app, your study habits, and your accuracy. Everyone is different as to how long it will take to learn the hiragana, your best study patterns, and things like that, but there are two generalizations that we can make about the best way to study. First, you should definitely study every day. New information that isn't reviewed soon enough will quickly be forgotten, so skipping a day of study can cause you to have to backtrack and learn things over again. The second generalization is that most people will do better studying in several short sessions per day rather than in a single long session. For example, 4 daily study sessions of 10 minutes each will likely be much more effective than a single 40-minute study session. Finally, the Help etc. tab allows you to do several things. Here we have links to a help file that contains basically the same information in this video tutorial. The FAQ page has more information about how the program works internally, the design of the program, and the learning theories behind it, and some suggested study methods. To view an FAQ entry, just tap on a question to display it. This page also allows you to set some user options. Turning Auto Speak off will stop the program from automatically playing sound files when you flip cards. You can of course still listen to the recordings by tapping the play button at the top of each word card or character card screen. Turning Romaji off tells the program not to display romanized versions of these words. Romaji display is set to on by default, but actually we recommend that you turn it off if you're comfortable doing so, as that will help you throw away your Romaji crutches that much faster. You can also use the Translations option to turn off the English translations of the words. This option is here because this app is not intended to be a vocabulary builder app, and we don't recommend that you try to memorize the words that it presents while you're also learning the hiragana. When creating this app, our priorities for word selection were to create a progression of words that use kana that you have learned, and, where possible, to select words that are always or at least frequently written in hiragana, not kanji. We also selected words in a manner that allows us to evenly balance the number of times each character appears, so that you get a guaranteed minimum of practice even with those kana that are used less frequently. While most of the words used in this app are fairly common ones, selecting words that are the highest benefit to beginning Japanese students was therefore not our highest priority. There's more discussion of this in the FAQ section if you're interested. Anyway, this option is here if you want to be sure that you're concentrating only on learning to read the hiragana without being distracted by the meaning of the words that you're reading. This last option, which is off by default, allows you to use a swipe gesture on the back of cards to automatically register a correct response and display the next card. If you're paying careful attention to the character mnemonics and proceeding at a reasonable pace, you'll probably find that you get more cards correct than incorrect, so this will save you the trouble of having to tap the correct button for each card. Scrolling down, here we have a button that allows you to upgrade to the paid version of the app. You can use all features of the app for the first 100 word cards. You'll need to upgrade the app in order to use the rest of the cards, about 300 more in all. Once you've upgraded, if you ever need to reinstall the program, you can come here again to re-unlock it. You'll need to go through the purchase process again, but as long as you're using the same App Store ID, you shouldn't be charged again. These buttons allow you to see some more information about us and the app, and the feedback button here will take you to a web page where you can report bugs or give us suggestions for future improvements to the app. We love getting feedback from our users and hope that you'll share your ideas with us. Finally, this last button will allow you to delete all of your progress data and start over from the beginning. You might want to do this, for example, if you've finished learning the hiragana and somebody else will be using your phone to go through the app. You might also want to start over after you've learned the hiragana well and want to go through the app again to learn the vocabulary words this time. Well, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at support@minioni.com. We're looking forward to hearing from you. 皆さん、頑張ってね。